Hello everybody, I am so excited about today's video because, well, I'm cheap and you all know that. I went to the Dollar Tree and I found some adorable things to play with. And so at first glance, they might look a little bit on the cheapy side. I mean, they are $1. But after a little bit of hot glue and some florals and just some embossing powder, take a look at what I did. Let's get started with our first craft. So I got the wooden heart and I picked out these corally orange kind of picks. They're roses and the color just is gorgeous and I was drawn to it. I was looking for a little bit more of a blush pink, but this will do just fine. So I am just first trying to see how many of the picks am I going to need. So I needed 3 picks, the wooden heart, and then I opted to use this white rope. So all of these 3 things together now we're running at about $5 for this whole project. I decided to use that rope instead of what's there because I just felt it was too flimsy. Now I'm going to start hot gluing my roses down. Now I decided to go in a outline of the heart instead of covering the entire heart plate. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to pull in another craft from the Dollar Tree that is already pre-made, and you'll see that in just a minute, but I wanted to use the sentiment from that craft. So I'm going to go through here and I am going to just add all of my florals to this wooden piece. They stay beautifully, and I'm using a SureBonder hot glue gun. I like that it is cordless. When I need to, in the middle of letting stuff dry, I just put it back on its base and it heats up so quick. So I love it. I actually am ordering the really thin nozzles because I love seeing that with crafters. I need that thinner nozzle. So then I get my last piece in place, and I also took some of these picks right here from different stuff I had from the Dollar Tree. I will show them in a little bit with the next craft, but I had these sort of long willow looking things and I picked those green pieces off. Now this is the already pre-made piece I want. So I want the XOXO. And so I just took my palette knife and kind of scraped it off. It's really red and glittery. So I'm going to make it our own with this because I love the XOXO. Now you can skip this step. I don't think it's necessary to get glitter all over your surface because in the end we're just going to be heat embossing over it anyway. But I took this sander from the Dollar Tree and I am just sanding away the top layer of glitter. I thought it was going to make it a little bit easier, but it didn't matter. But to the rescue is my ladybug vacuum. So that was super helpful. All right, now we're going to get into the fun part. So if you've heard me say this before, I'm sorry, but I am obsessed with heat embossing. It's literally magic. I mean, you take something that's just dull and powdery and you make it into this metal looking just piece of art. It's amazing. But I'm going to use some sticky embossing ink first so that I can get the surface sticky, pour some platinum gold heat embossing powder over that, and then I'm going to heat set that. I'm going to show you a couple different iterations for the sentiment because multiple layers, in my opinion, it was what I was looking for, is better. So right here, that's 2 layers, and you can see you're getting this smooth, more metallic kind of look. And right here on the left, the XOX is just 1 layer. So if that's what you're looking for, more of a grainy look, that's fine. That's what you're going to get. But after a couple times you're going to get more of that smooth metallic, which is what I wanted. Now I felt because of the embossing, heat warping and all that, I wanted to cut out the XOXO from a very sturdy piece of cardstock. This is a 100-pound cardstock from Accent Opaque, and so I'm going to do that so that it makes it a little bit stronger when I'm placing this down. I am going to use this amazing new craft knife that I just got. I love the way you hold it, and it is so sharp, and I use it quite a bit throughout this video. Loving it. Also, in case you didn't notice, I'm using my white glass mat, which I scream from the rooftops about because I love it so much. The coupon code Mary20 is down below if you want to get 20% off yours. Amazing deal, amazing company, love them. Okay, so I'm going to place down my XOXO, and I'm going to place heavy stuff on it because I just want it to flatten out for me as much as possible. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take that other heart, and I skipped this for you, but I heat embossed all around the edges because I'm going to use this as the base for my other heart. I just felt it gave me a little bit more room to work with, especially when putting on my rope. I'm going to go back to just gluing down my little green picks here. I think this adds just a little bit of something extra instead of that blank center. But the blank center is awesome too if you want to put something in there. Let's say the names of people who are getting married or you and your significant other. Like, that is really fun. And you have that blank canvas there. That's why I did that. I'm going to take some gold embellishments and I'm going to place them right on the X. I thought that kind of made it look a little bit more high end. Now for the rope, I'm actually going to pull one of the 3 strands out of that because I thought it was just a little bit too thick. And I'm just going to use this and tie a little knot at the end of both of the sides, cut off some of that excess, and I'm going to use that as my hanging device. Listen, I am new to the hot glue game. I can't believe how strong this stuff is. So that's how I'm going to affix it. I was so impressed. I'm putting hot glue all over my junked up heart here, and I'm going to cover it with my now upgraded beautiful heart, and we're going to place that right there. This could be used also not just to hang, but you could use this as a piece of art. You can put it on a stand. Yeah, lots of things you can do. And then I'm just going to hot glue my rope right there to the side, making sure that it's as even as possible. I kind of just used the old holes in the top wooden one as my guide. And then I'm going to place down my XO with some hot glue as well. And of course, off camera, I'm going to hold that down in place for a little bit longer so it dries. And there is our first piece. The color theme has my heart. Pun intended. I love it. I think it's soft, it's pretty, it's elegant. But the great thing about this is, of course, like any DIY, it's customizable. So you could do whatever you want with any color theme that matches your decor, which I think is just super fun. And there you can see it's hanging right in my entryway. And I just really love it. You should see me running around the house showing everybody. It was kind of pathetic. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Now this glass piece here is from the thrift store. Highly recommend you go to your thrift stores and don't just skip by all the glassware areas. There's so many things that you can recreate from $1 and $2 pieces of glass. I think this was $2. I'm going to take some more of that rope. Now on this project, I kept them in all 3, so I didn't use the 2 one for this. I used 2 of the white ropes, so that's $2. And I'm just going to go through with my hot glue gun and just wrap this around. I probably didn't need to hot glue it as much as I did, but again, I'm a rookie hot gluer, so I'm just trying to figure things out as I go. But I just did that as the first step here. Very simple to do, and it laid really nicely and it stuck extremely well. So now I have the bottom of my piece here wrapped in this nautical rope. And if you, spoiler alert, I'm going to make all of these match so they all match the front entry of my house. So they all go together. So, but again, totally customizable. Now here's that willow piece I was telling you about. These are picks from the Dollar Tree and they come with greenery as well. But I just pulled off these pieces and I'm going to place this right on top of the nautical rope. I just thought it added an extra something. You can use ribbon, you can use nothing, but I just wanted to add that because my creative heart was calling me to do so. Again, just placing that down, more hot glue, and I'm going to go all the way around our piece here with that. Now they're thinner on the edges, so I kind of overlap just a little bit. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to hide that bit with some more coral colored roses. And again, hot glue, placing them down, holding them. I also have a silicone fingertip from the Dollar Tree. It comes in a pack of 3. I highly recommend those for use with your hot glue guns because I have already burned probably all my fingerprint off of my one finger. So it just makes it a little bit more pleasant. So I'm going to place 3 down because 3 is fun. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of greenery. So I'm going to put a little greenery on the right-hand side here. Again, just with a little bit of that hot glue. And like I said, things are sticking so well. I'm just so impressed. And then right on the left-hand side, there's my finger dauber. I'm going to place in this piece of green just to add a little bit of extra to the left of it as well. And there is our finished product. Now I'm using this as a candle holder, but of course you can use this as whatever you want to hold things. But this is at the front way as well, and it coordinates beautifully with my other piece. I thought this was just so fun, and I really started to feel like a DIYer. You know, this is new for me if you've watched my channel at any length. I'm usually spending all my time and energy on how to save money, which I will continue to do so, but this is a new way for me to use my creative outlet. Let's move on to the next one. So these are really kind of cute as they are. I thought they were adorable. You can get these at the Dollar Tree, and they're really just sweet, and you can place them out for some decor. I'm going to make them match the other decor though, because I just wanted a whole thing at the front way of my house. So I'm going to remove as much as I can of that paper. Now in hindsight, I think I was going to do something else with these, but in hindsight, I didn't need to do any of that. Here's a pro tip for you to get rid of that sticky on the back. After you remove the stickers, you can just use a anti-static powder bag, and that will get rid of that sticky. What I am going to do and need to do this really, is take some white paint. This is white chalk paint from Folk Art, and I'm just going to use 1 coat of that and cover up the sides of each of these hearts. And the reason I did that was because obviously the green, blue, purple, pink, they don't match the color theme I'm going for, but a white palette would make it really simple to match it up with anything that you wanted to do. So it's messy, you're not going to see the back of them, it's fine. I am going to take some of this ribbon I had in my stash. This is some super sparkly, kind of like a soft gold ribbon here, and I am just going to use this to cover my heart. Now I'm going to do all 4 hearts very differently with very different things that I have in my stash, but they're all going to coordinate beautifully. Taking my Tim Holtz scissors there, I'm just going to cut that up, and I'm going to start gluing this down. Now I just place it right at the top there, and I'm going to do the same for the next one. You just want to make sure you get the 2 seams very close, or you can cover up the seam if it shows too much. I'll show you how to do that with some other things. Taking out my craft knife again, I'm just going to cut up the excess of this heart, and that will give us this perfect look. Now you can use your scissors as well. It was just hard to get my scissors in where the top of the heart is. Right here I'm adding a little bit more right to the bottom because it wasn't thick enough. And you can't even really see those seams from the ribbon. Placing down some more hot glue and some greenery, placing one of those coral flowers, and there we have a heart. You can put some monograms on there. You can put people's initials. You could put words, however you want to decorate those out. But right now I'm going to just leave them as blank palettes. I have some different ribbon that I picked up at a crazy good price at Michael's after Christmas sale, and just some additional ribbon there, and I'm just going to get that one all trimmed up and nice. And with this one I had some extra picks in my stash. I want to say these are from AC Moore like years ago, maybe Michael's, but beware if you have these. They're super glittery, and there's glitter everywhere, so once you use them maybe just leave them alone. Or I suppose you can spray them with sort of like a paint coating, like the clear paint coating, and that might keep the glitter on. I don't know, I haven't tried it. So I'm just going to place that down with some hot glue, but isn't it just glamorous? Oh, so glamorous. I'm loving this. And this ribbon, and just, yeah, this is speaking my glamour language. Moving into the next heart, I'm going to trace this out on some of the Dollar Tree glitter paper that you can find there. They come 3 to a pack, and I'm going to choose the silver. It's a very soft, glittery, or more like a glimmer, glisten kind of paper, And I'm just going to cut out my heart, and this is going to be what I paste to the front of my heart. I'm just going to use some liquid adhesive, but I wanted to dab up a little bit so that it wasn't bumpy or anything underneath that glitter cardstock. A glue stick would have worked just as well, probably better. And then I'm going to place down, now I'm going to go for opposites. If I'm using the greenery and the florals, I put one on the left-hand side, one on the right-hand side, and that's so that when I display them, things look symmetrical. But you don't have to put that much thought into it. I mean, whatever you make is going to be beautiful. Now this last heart, I pulled out some of this contact paper that looks like wood grain, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to trace it out, and I'm going to lay it down. Now I almost looked like I cut it at an angle there, but I didn't. I made sure that I had enough to cover so that the wood grain was going vertically up and down the heart, so it wasn't kind of wonky. And this stuff cuts like butter with a craft knife. So I just trimmed that away, and I'm going to take out, again, more stuff from my stash. I'm going to take out this diamond kind of fabric-y ribbon and just cut a piece off, and that's going to be the center band around. Using some hot glue, just going to place that down and then press that down with my finger dauber so that I do not burn myself anymore. After that's done, I'm taking some more of that very glittery picks and just put that right there. Now you notice the other one was on the left, this one's on the right. Again, just trying to be as symmetrical as possible when I'm doing this. And I can't believe I even thought that far ahead, if we're being honest. I did want to add an additional one there, just to add a little bit more. Once I do that, I trim away the diamond ribbon from the sides. I'm so excited that I'm using this stuff. You have no idea, because it's just been sitting there. And here are my 4 hearts. Can you tell from my voice how excited I was to do these? Super duper excited. So I have, like I said before, you can dress these up however you want, and you can even use them as placemat setting decor. Just put their name on it and put it right there on the napkin, on the plate. Oh, it'd be just so beautiful. And they really did not cost a lot to make, so that was so much fun. And here I'm just showing you a little bit at my entryway. I hope you enjoyed those as much as I did. I seriously got to be creative and just like really have a good time, and that's what it's all about. So I highly recommend if you want to go into Dollar Tree that you have near you, pick out some of the things and don't just stick within the theme of the season. These things I made today in this video could be used for weddings, everyday decor, or Valentine's Day. And I think that's really what I liked most about them. All right, I will see you all in the comments down below and in the next video. Bye-bye.